Hello, introduce my name is Afinarif Abunahlia. In this time, I will discuss related to journal review with the title A Jigsaw-based cooperative learning approach to improve learning outcomes for mobile-situated learning by Yuan Huang, Yiwen Liao, Xu Xian Huang, Yishen Xin Shan. So, in this research, the researcher here discussed how the Jigsaw-based cooperative learning influences students' learning abilities. The background: several studies have started to explore the benefits of handheld devices such as smartphone and tablet PC when applied to learning. With the rapid evolution of information technology, many novel types of information technology assessment were used in the learning environment. For example, handheld devices and continually being upgraded, and tablet PCs have gradually started to replace more traditional learning devices. So, the tablet PC support a broader range of multimedia audiovisual functions and have larger screens than either PDS or smartphones. Therefore, tablet PCs have become the most promising device for using in learning content. But in addition to the learning device use, scholars have also noted the importance of choosing reliable learning activities based on their situations. Meaningful learning should thus occur in real context, allowing learning to conserve their own knowledge and solutions. Stephen, Slavin, and Varnis noted that in the process of cooperative learning, students experience group discussions, peer support, and guidance with emphasis on personal responsibility and independence among group members, which not only allow to encourage interactivity, but are also more efficient with regard to learning academic knowledge, solving problems, enhancing learning motivation, and cultivating positive learning attitude. So, in this research, used Jigsaw-based cooperative learning method to improve students and the related learning effect applying in learning cooperative approach. However, since the cooperative learning examined in the study in outdoor and the sense the group members may have to switch out to engines in the unable to engage routine. The next research questions. 1. Can using a jigsaw-based cooperative learning approach produce better learning effects than traditional individual learning? 2. Can using a jigsaw-based cooperative learning approach enhance the learning effects of students with different learning abilities? 3. Can using a jigsaw cooperative learning approach enhance students' cooperative learning attitudes? The next is the method. 1. Research subject. In this research, there are 63 students, 31 males and 32 females, and one teacher with 3 years of teaching experience in the Information Management Department at a university in southern Taiwan volunteered to participate in this experiment in order to ensure that the students were familiar with using Google Plus on tablet PC. An instructor spent 15 minutes teaching the students how to do this classroom the day before the experiment. 2. Research design. In this research, use experimental designs. The students were then divided into experimental group and control group. Group 1, the experimental group, includes 30 students who will divide into those with high, medium, and low learning achievement. The bottom one-third in the total academic rankings were the low achievement students. The top one-third were the high achievement ones, and the remaining one-third were the medium achievement students, for a total of 10 groups. Group 2, there were 33 students in the control group, and they engaged in the individual learning with the group discussions. 3. Experimental procedures. Before the experiment begins, the students need to spend 30 minutes to complete a pre-test that examines the existing knowledge of the ecological environment of the waters in Taiwan. So, the students in the experimental group engage in the real-time discussions while they observing the different ecological areas, and the students work alone in the control group. In the actual learning activity, students in experimental group use the Google Plus Learning platform to carry out Jigsaw-based cooperative learning and engage in discussions in order to answer questions about the learning material. The students in control group are answering questions by directly observing a colleague environment without the aid of group discussion. The last, before the end of the lesson, a post-test and random interview will help to get data. Next, data collection. One questionnaire in order to gain a deeper understanding of the students' attitudes toward this invention. Members of the experimental and control group will randomly sample from in-depth interviews between low, medium, and high achievement students taken from each group. 2. Interview with the sample for a total of 6 students. 3. Tests used in pre and post tests with conclusion. Next, data analysis. In order to verify the internal consistency of the pre and post test, the questions with analysts use the Cambridge reliability coefficients. In addition, questionnaire was used to assess the students' learning interest and attitude with the item score and a 7-point Likert scale. The questionnaire contains 50 items. In order to evaluate the activity used in the study, SPSS for Windows is used to analyze the results of the pre and post test, the score of the high, medium, and low learning achievement students, and questionnaire and interviews. Next, the results of this research. Remember, the study used stable pieces, Google Quiz, and Jigsaw-based cooperative learning in the University General Education's College Ecological Culture in Taiwan, Western regions, with the learning environment being the National Museum of Marine Biology and Aquarium in southern Taiwan. The results of the questionnaire survey showed that the students were satisfied with the use of Google Class, and that the experiment group was more satisfied than the control group. Next, the results also showed that the separate learning environment allowed for better individual learning, and that the students enjoyed learning with the Jigsaw-based group cooperative question method. Next, overall, the students state that using a Jigsaw-based cooperative learning approach with Google Class to engage in cooperative learning was both meaningful and interesting. At the last, recommend to eliminate of the time, manpower, and research, the study only focus on university students. If possible, both studies can use a greater number and variety of subjects, and consider aspects such as gender, different major, and different levels of computer literacy. Meanwhile, other learning environments should be considered in follow-up research. Such studies would be able to engage in more detailed analysis of the student learning intentions and aspects of this approach. So, we can see that the results how jigsaw-based cooperative learning is effective for students. That's all for me. If there are shortcomings and ambiguity, I apologize very much. Thank you.